A big wingman welcome to the wingman's path. The path to positivity, right? To raising your vibration and to living the life of your choosing. How cool is that, right? I love the wingman's path and I love you being a part of it. I thank you for joining me. As always, I thank you for sharing these practices with your friends and loved ones and neighbors. We got some wind going on here today. Hold on a second here. Wow. I thank you for joining me today for on the wingman's path. I apologize for the rain and the cold and the wind. And for me, today's practice is about disappointment, right? We not only have rain and wind and cold weather, we have some disappointment came my way yesterday. Nothing major, but something I was hoping for, I was expecting to happen, and it was disappointing for me that it did not, right? So what do? I thought it would be a perfect time for us to practice about disappointment, what you do about disappointment. Because one of the things I've learned very clearly, and if you've lived any life, you know that in this life, a little disappointment's going to come up every now and again, right? We live in a vibrational universe. And the vibration you are sending out into that universe is exactly what the universe is sending back to you. So the problem, of course, is if disappointment comes your way, it's easy to stay in that vibrational mode, right? It's easy to keep disappointing as a vibration. And what happens, of course, the universe matches that and gives you more to be disappointed about. So you've got to figure out how to change your vibration quickly on that. Because vibration, like everything, works with momentum. Or to say it better, I guess Sir Isaac Newton might have said it better when he said, an object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an energy force greater than itself. An object in motion stays in motion. An object at rest stays at rest, right? First law of motion discovered or explained by Sir Isaac Newton. I know it as momentum. When things are going my way, it's easier to keep them going my way. And it's just like vibration, right? If your vibration is going great and you get some negative news coming your way, well, it won't even be what I call a chink in your armor. It won't even affect you. You'll just keep moving. You'll smack it right off like you're Teflon, and it'll just move on. You'll keep moving in a positive direction. But if your vibration is not positive, and you get some negative news, it's going to make it that much easier, right, to get you moving and get momentum built up in a negative direction. And then, of course, it's that much more difficult to turn that around to get the positive energy going back. So today's practice, I thought, as I said, because I got some disappointing news yesterday, I was referred to Hay House's CEO. The Hay House is a publisher who writes self-help and these type of books. And I thought, wow, the wingman's path would be great. And we were moving along, and I sort of got rejected at the end. And it's like, bummer, man. I thought this was going so well. But I thought it would be a perfect day to talk about how to turn that vibration around. How to turn that vibration around so you don't wallow in the negative vibes, right? In the negativity. So what I do often, one of my favorites, and I have a few different practices for disappointment, but one of my favorites is a classic, and it is to ask myself, what am I to learn from this? What am I to learn from this? Because when you ask yourself that question, and by the way, we're going to say that back and forth together to each other and to ourselves today, to remind ourselves that it's just a practice. It's an idea to get your mind moving in a positive direction. When you ask yourself, what am I to learn from this? By definition, if you can start to learn things from it, your mind's going to start moving in a positive direction, right? And the disappointment and the negativity will not take hold. Will not take hold. So, let's go on with that. What am I to learn from this? So you get any disappointment in your life, I want you to ask yourself the question, what am I to learn from this? Don't even worry about answering the question. Just ask it to yourself for 1 minute. Because when you do, your mind will start marinating on it. You know, our minds are tremendous. They're riddle solving machines, and they love a good riddle. So you ask it a question like this, what are you to learn from this? No matter how difficult that it may seem to you, your mind's going to give you back the answer. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it will come back to an answer. And the best part of it is that your mind will start moving in a positive direction, thinking of things that you're to learn from this, right? Start thinking of anything that might come out of it positively, right? Might be a positive. So join me, and as we say, what am I to learn from this? I want you to think about, if you've just had any type of disappointment, or wherever you are right now in life, I want you to think about, what are you to learn from whatever the situation is, right? How great is that? Let's breathe that in and join me, and let's say, what am I to learn from this? What am I to learn from this? Michael, what am I to learn from this? What am I to learn from this? Already I start having answers coming into my head, but I've been working on the practice since yesterday when I got the email, right? It'll take a little more time for you perhaps. What am I to learn from this? What am I to learn from this? I like it. What am I to learn from this? What am I to learn from this? What are you to learn from any disappointments that you've recently had? What are you to learn from this? Right? As you ask it, don't you feel your mind moving in a more of a positive direction? To stop you from beating yourself up? The winds are even answering me here. What am I to learn from this? Use this practice anytime you find some disappointment in your life, some negative energy, and make sure you start turning that energy around. And this is a wonderful practice to do it. I thank you as always for joining me on the Wingman's Path. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you sharing your energy, and I appreciate you sharing these practices and processes and videos with your friends and family and neighbors and community, because I know as we build this community of positivity up, as we grow this community, it makes it that much easier for each of us to bring more positive energy into our lives and to get the momentum going of positive energy, right? And isn't that the best? So I thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day, a day in which you learn something from this, from any disappointment that you may have, and you move it in a positive direction. You start moving yourself in the direction of your desires. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Your Wingman Michael, signing off.